YouTube. My name is Dr. Allie Capps. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist and I'm Bella Therapy and Wellness, here to bring you free education and also how-to videos on strengthening and rehab specifically designed for moms going through pregnancy, postpartum, or anyone dealing with pelvic pain. Now, obviously there's always a full disclaimer, but I feel like I really need to say this, especially lately because of the amount of people we have joining the channel, is just if you don't understand what's happening in your pelvic floor, and if you're having especially chronic pelvic pain, please be sure to consult with a local pelvic floor physical therapist for your specific needs. Sometimes strengthening is counterintuitive to what's actually going on in our bodies. So I like to use these videos to give to my clients so they always have how-to videos to see while they're following their home exercise regimen. That being said, that doesn't mean it's always going to be appropriate for you. So once again, just please make sure you're staying in tune with your body and talking to your healthcare provider to make sure this is really what you need. All right, let's get to it. This one's a bit more complicated today. We're going to be doing a resistance band specific hip internal rotation and a hip external rotation strengthening exercise. So as you can see, I am on a bench. You will need to do this on a chair or an elevated surface. And I'm using the resistance bands that I have. I got these off of Amazon. They're absolutely wonderful. They have an ankle strap that came with them. You can probably see it better over here since I'm wearing black and it is also black. But ankle strap here, and then I have my band anchored low to a firm, stable object. This rack is not going to move. It is very imperative that when you're picking your object to anchor your band to, that it does not move. Otherwise, it can hurt. As therapists, we kind of get the brunt end of that stuff, if you know what I mean. So, we know it can hurt. So, we will go ahead and start with a hip, which one should we start with? Let's do hip external rotation. So, if I am working on my hip external rotation, I know my foot is coming in, but my hip joint, you can watch by my knee, is rotating out. So, if you were to go and volley a soccer ball, this would be hip external rotation, okay? So if there was something specifically we wanted to work on strengthening these muscles, we would want to attach the band to this. So you would want the band to be on the same side as the leg that you are working. Got that around my ankle. You pick a distance that you think is going to be a good amount of tension on that band for resistance. Now, if it were me, I would probably elevate myself up a little bit more, but this is just what I have, so this is what we're rolling with. And then, obviously, staying rooted, grounded, activate your core if I have cued you to do so. I like to keep my foot active whenever I do this, and then you're gonna externally rotate and bring that foot up and down. This isn't a very big motion. Let's get a little bit more tension on this thing. So you're gonna go up like you're volleying the soccer ball. Okay. So you see how my knee automatically came up there? That is typically because my hip flexor is compensating, so it's jumping in to help. So what I really need to do is isolate this movement and not let my knee come up and just rotate my foot in and then slowly bring it back to start. Rotate it in, slowly bring it back to start. So you don't wanna see this. This is a no-no. You want to see a nice and controlled, it's not a big movement, but a nice and controlled small movement. So this is hip external rotation. My hip is rotating out as I am bringing my foot in. So the working leg is going to be on the same side as your band. This is banded resistance, hip external rotation. Now, if we were going to work on internal rotation, what I would tell you to do, if you don't want to have to move this band, it's just to turn around in your chair. So if I were to turn around, the band would now be on my outside leg, right? Okay, so for the purposes of filming, and obviously there's a wall behind me, I'm going to switch legs. So for internal rotation of the hip, the working leg is going to be the leg that is farthest away from the anchor, okay, from where your band is anchored. So I'm going to the outside leg now. If you are in your home, just swirl around in your chair, and then it's automatically the outside leg. So here we go. Once again, find that exact same posture, appropriate core, leg rooted down, solid in your seat, and then this one's even more fun. You're literally just gonna bring your foot out. So as you can see, your foot is going the opposite direction. Your hip is gonna be rotating in order to bring that foot out. This is hip internal rotation. So rotating it out, bringing your foot out, rotating your hip in, and then slowly bringing it back to start. There's really not a point in bringing it like past that neutral point, but if you want to, that's totally fine. So rotating hip in, foot out, slowly back. This is banded resistance hip internal rotation. And there we go. Okay, so this is for strengthening your hip internal rotators. As you can see, this is with using a band and an ankle strap. I would say if you don't have an ankle strap, but you do have these bands, you can obviously loop that around and just clip your carabiner. Or if you have the just regular straight bands, you can always tie a loop in the end and just use that to thread your foot through. Or something I did want to show is if you have one of these little loop bands, you can at least do part of it. Kind of like this. You can do the internal rotation with your other leg holding the resistance. Okay? So you can do, woo, oh that side's weak. That side's not as fun. So here you go. So you can kind of show like holding it on this one, moving it on the other one. Okay? So there is a way you can do this, and then you can take this loop, and for instance, you know, I could place it underneath this leg of the bench to keep that rooted to do my volleys. Okay? So there is a way to do it with these. Don't think you have to have a long band in order to do it. So that concludes the banded hip internal and external rotation strengthening exercise. Okay, if you have any questions, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below if you have any questions. If there's anything that we can help you with, I would be more than happy. This is Arya. She's apparently coming to say hi right now. Thank you for your support during this YouTube video. I very much appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, obviously, once again, I'm going to reiterate, please drop a comment below, send us a message if you need anything, or if you have any video requests of what you would like to see, please also go to our contact form on bellknoxville.com, and we'd be happy to accommodate that as soon as we can. And also, share with a friend so we can bring more awareness to pelvic health and strengthening rehabilitation. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you for the next one. Oh, this is just really good luck. Even though I'm doing something for work, but you just came right over. What's this? It's almost too late to work out now. What do you say we just don't work out? What do you say we just don't work out? Oh, do you not want to work out? Oh, dears. Oh, dears. You would think literally no.